y'all, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to get on here today with summer favorites. I love these seasonal videos to talk about just what I'm loving in the summer. Things just change a little bit, and I'm just going to jump right into this. But before I do, I'm doing this in collaboration with Keeping It Simple with Bridget. And if you don't know Bridget, she does great makeup, some hauls, tutorials, and I love her skincare. I love her channel, and we're both going to be talking about our summer favorites. So y'all go over and visit Bridget, see what her favorites are, and I'm just going to jump right into this. And I think I'm going to start with makeup, but I'll categorize everything down below. Okay, the first thing I think of when I think of summer is the skin. How is my skin changing? And I tend to get really shiny in the day, but it's also hot. So I tend to want one of two things, either to be matte or to be more natural and not to feel real caked up. I'll start with my favorite mattes. If I'm wanting to really stay matte, the Tarte Amazonian. This is probably the most matte foundation I have. It's a nice full cover. I always get a flawless look with it, but it stays real nice and matte. And then about halfway through the day, a little bit more skin. I think, even cleaned this out and got it back, and I love that. And then I always love the double wear. Most of us know it, but if you've never tried the Estee Lauder double wear, it's beautiful. I always get a good mid to full cover, and it stays nice and matte, but then turns to like a skin-like finish through the day. It's beautiful. Then I love my new Dior Forever, and this is the matte one, but this isn't too matte. On me, this is a matte leaning towards a luminous matte, and that's a good medium cover. And then always the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. This is one of the most beautiful finishes I have. It gives a good medium to full cover like all of my foundations and stays pretty all day long. Maybelline foundations are just great. And then if by some chance I'm wanting to go more natural, the Clinique Even Better Glow gives me a good natural finish, and this is, I would say, light to medium. Kind of just perfects, smooths everything out. When I use that, I usually use a heavier powder. The MAC Mineralize is so pretty over that because this has a really nice, like a medium cover. It's got a little bit of a cover, but it's not too matte. These together are beautiful. Okay, next, I have a couple of concealers that I'm especially loving this summer because they're lighter than I would normally wear. And one is this Armani. Y'all, this is so light. I've heard it called a full cover. On me, this is a medium to full cover. I sometimes thicken it up a little bit with something else, but sometimes not, depending on how much sleep I get. This is a nice cover, and it is probably the lightest concealer I own and wears well through the day. My other summer favorite is this Cover FX Power Play. And this, I wouldn't call this real light, but it's lighter than a lot of concealers that I use, and it is a good cover. Just really perfects, doesn't make my under eyes feel too heavy or caked up. I'm loving both of these this summer. Okay, next for setting sprays that actually make my makeup do what I want it to do. If I really want to be sure that I stay matte for longer, I will spray a damp beauty blender with this Cover FX mattifying spray. This is so good. And I can also touch up with this during the day. If I don't really want more powder, I don't want to layer up, I'll spray my beauty blender and bounce this over my face, or I could spray it on my face. And it just takes that shine down. I love this. I also love the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is probably the only setting spray I have ever used that I actually thought that really works. This actually makes my makeup last longer. So this is great during the summertime so that my makeup doesn't melt off. Okay, next I'm going to move on to color, and the most obvious in the summer is bronzer. I'll start with one that I use in the summer more than any other time, and that is the Chanel. Because it's more of a cream to powder. I love to use this on my shoulders. In the summertime, I keep this in my bathroom with this little e.l.f. pointed powder brush. I have it on my shoulders today. And I will just freshen up my tan with it. Now, this probably gets on clothes, so I'm really careful with it. And I'll just do it on my shoulders, a little bit on my arms, down on my neck, to warm up a foundation. This is just nice and so easy. And this is the only one I've ever had, and I've had it for about 2 years. And then my other bronzers, my favorites out of all the ones I've bought, just for an easy to pick up daily bronzer with a beautiful finish, this Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze is just beautiful. It has a tiny bit of a luminosity. It just leaves a beautiful sheen on the face and a real neutral undertone. This is beautiful. Then I love the Bronze Goddess for a more serious bronze. It's a very warm undertone. It is lovely. And then just around the hairline and, you know, just anywhere the sun would hit. Beautiful. Any of the Guerlains. All the Guerlains that I've tried have a little blush color, so it doesn't get too muddy. My favorite, I've had this on many other videos, is 02 Natural Cool Natural Rose. This is magical, y'all. Every time I put this on, it's that one. I just stare at it. It just adds a beautiful luminosity. It just makes me look like I have a warm suntan. It's beautiful. Oh, and then I have to mention one that I'm passionate about is the Anastasia Rosewood. This has a cooler undertone. It's that one. And every time I put this on, I think, oh, I ought to be wearing that daily. Okay, next, highlighter. And the highlighter I'm using up is the It Hello Light. And I have loved this all through the year. However, this is not the one that I'm wanting to pick up right now. I'm wanting to pick up more of a powder. And the one that I'm gravitating towards is this Laura Geller French Vanilla and Portofino. It's got a matte side. Well, this isn't matte. It has a slight sheen to it. It's beautiful. I can just highlight any part of my face and not get too much of a glow. Or if I do want more of a shine over here, then I've got this. And it's that one. I can highlight in more of a subtle way, or I can put more of a shine on my face, and I love this. Okay, some lip products I'm really enjoying. My top is the Bare Minerals Smooch, the Gen Nude Liquid Lip that does not dry me out. And this is just a pinky lavender, and it's beautiful. It's comfortable, and I love it. And then I recently discovered the Lavender Cosmo, and this is pinker with a purple undertone. And then for a brighter buxom shade, I love the Havana Punch. It has a little bit more color, but very spring and summer. Hold on. I love this to add a little bit of color back to my lips. This is beautiful. Then I love these MAC lip glosses from the Boom Boom Bloom collection, and I have them in for the Frill of it in Pinkaboo. This one is in Pinkaboo, and it is beautiful. Hold on, I'll put a little of this on for you. Just a beautiful soft pink. And then for the Frill of it, this is more of a lip topper, and I love this over something darker. Just a really pretty icy pink. Then I also love this Makeup Forever, and the only color I see on this, it says C105. And this is a lavender pink. It's that, and it's that. It is the perfect lavender pink. I love it. This one is so easy for me to just throw on before I go into the gym or the grocery store. Okay, next, blushes. I love Hourglass blushes in the summertime. They're just beautiful and soft and a little bit luminous. Any undertone you like, and you really cannot go wrong. These are beautiful in the spring and summer. I'm also loving the Cheek Leaders. This could be my only blush palette because I have a coral down here with the California, and then this pink down here is what I have on today. And it's Dandelion. And then in the middle, you have a highlighter, Tickle. I can pick this up anytime, and I love the feminine flush I get. I love that. Another favorite for this summer so far has been the Jouer Rose Gold. And this is just beautiful and just a little bit of a luminosity. And it's those two. Beautiful. Every time I wear this, I love it. It's just a great peachy pink. I think leaning more towards the pink. And for more coral, I'm loving the Milani Coral Cove, because with a bronzer, you're already kind of bronzed up and you have color. This just adds the prettiest pop of color. It's that. So it looks really bright in there, but with a bronzer, it's just the pop of color that I need. Another favorite, this Stila Petunia just screams spring and summer. It is the color of a petunia or a poppy. It's that. Beautiful. Okay, next I'm going to move on to some face and body. I am loving some toners that just remind me of summer. I love an acid toner several times a week because in the summer I'm real aware of spots. I don't want spots to get worse, and of course I'm always wanting to fade them out. My favorites are the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. This is a 10% acid complex. I love the lotion P50. This is very strong and it smells very strong like vinegar. But when I use this, I know I have used an acid. When I want something real strong on my face, I use the lotion P50 by Biologique Recherche. I think is how you say that. Then on a daily basis, I love the Ordinary Glycolic Acid 7%. It feels nice and active, doesn't have a scent, very inexpensive. I love that on a daily basis. And then just some regular toners that I'm loving. I always love the Thayer's. I love it. It doesn't feel active, but after I use it, my face is a little bit pink, which I really like. That may be the witch hazel in it. And I always love the rose. But this summer, I am especially loving two different fragrances. And one of those is coconut water. I love the smell of coconut in the summer. And so I love this. It just has a real nice, soft but distinct coconut scent, and I love that. And then I like the lemon because I like citrus in the summertime. So I am really especially loving the coconut and the lemon. It just makes me feel summery and I love them. I picked up the Jason's Softening Cocoa Butter. I use this every night after my shower when my skin is still a little bit damp. Y'all, this smells delicious. It's nice and rich. And it smells like a vanilla, almost like a vanilla honey. I will tell y'all, my arms were in bad shape. I looked at them a couple of weeks ago and thought, my arms look terrible. So I started using this at night. And then during the day, I'm using an acid lotion. I'm seeing the biggest difference on the level of spotting on my arms. They just look smoother and more moisturized. So I use this at night, and then during the day, I either use the Alpha Hydrox 12% that I heard about on Julie's Mimosa, or the Glycolics 15%. I love both of these. When I'm really serious about fading spots, I will add a little pump of the Alpha Hydrox 14%. in with one of these lotions, and my arms are already looking smoother. So I highly recommend an acid lotion. Okay, next I have two standout fragrances that I am loving this summer. My absolute top summer fragrance is the Jo Malone Orange Blossom. Y'all, this literally smells like summer outside. It reminds me of my childhood when I would go to the farmer's market and they had honeysuckle everywhere and we were just walking through it. This is like walking through a field of honeysuckle. Literally, this is beautiful. It is like honeysuckle. And then when it dries down to that orange blossom. A nice soft orange blossom. I love, initially when I sprayed this on, I was like, that should be called honeysuckle. But then when it dries down, that orange comes through. The actual notes in the orange blossom are clementine, white lilac, and orris wood. But again, it smells like honeysuckle and dries down to where I can smell like a soft orange. And then my other one, okay, y'all, I have a tiny sample of it because I have not sprung for the big bottle yet. And I got this off of the perfumed quart that thankfully Melissa55 told me about, where you can order smaller sizes to try. This is the Tom Ford Lost Cherry, and I'm going to get this for my next special occasion. This smells like black cherries, and the notes in this are, hold on, the notes in this are black cherry accord, and that's what it smells like. It smells like black cherries, bitter almond, yes, I can smell the almond, rose absolute Orper, Peru Balsam, and roasted Tonka Orper. It smells like black cherries and almond, and it is delicious. I will tell y'all, I sprayed this on one day and asked my husband, you know, do you want to buy that for me? And he was like, are you crazy? Because it's around $350. And after he had been around it for about an hour, he said, yeah, you can go ahead and get that. This is delicious. Okay, then I am loving 2 lip balms, and these taste and smell like summer. The first one of you girls told me about, this is the Treat Banana Cream Lip Balm. And this reminds me, it's real fat. It reminds me of those old Bonnie Bell lip smackers. It's just fat, and it smells like banana cream pie. And then when I put it on, I can taste it. It tastes and smells delicious, and I love that. And then somebody else told me about this Sunbum Coconut, and I like this during the day if I'm going to be out because it has a 30 SPF, and this smells like a basket full of coconuts, and it tastes really good too. I love both of those. They just smell and taste like summer. Okay, then I have a renewed passion for my sunscreens, and I will tell y'all, I'm not breaking any ground with my sunscreens. You can get them all at the drugstore, but I love them. During the day, I'm using my Nivea Sun Protect Water Gel because it's nice and thin, doesn't disturb my makeup. Every day, 2 pumps of this. And then for my body, before I leave to go to the gym, I spray the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Body Mist. Y'all, this gives the prettiest glow. My niece walked up to me and I tried to give her a hug, and she was like, oh, you're sweaty. No, I'm just glowing because of my sunscreen. It's like a body oil. So I love my Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Mist, and it feels nice and light. Another sunscreen I love, I've loved it for 2 years or more, and that is this Face and Body Stick. I love it for touch-ups on my neck, on my hands, on my arms, when that sun is beating in through a car window. This is just easy, and sometimes before I leave the house, you know, it's just easy. On my hands in the summer, I trust this more than I trust a powder. This just feels more substantial and protective. For hands, arms, neck, touch-ups through the day, I love that. Okay, for self-tanners, I have talked about my favorite self-tanners in so many other videos, but I can't have a summer video without self-tanners. And my favorites for daily, the Jergens Natural Glow 3-Day, and this gives me a very nice dark tan. When I wear this, people comment on it. And I've heard a couple of people say this turns them orange. It does not turn me orange, and it's not that expensive, so it's kind of an inexpensive risk for you. I find it just turns me brown, and I really love it. When I really want to get up the big guns, I'm going to the beach, and I really want to take some extra time and care, like I'm going to be in a swimsuit or something, the Tanceuticals. This gives me a tropical, dark, smooth tan that I can go to the beach and feel great in. And this has a little bit of a color guide, so it makes it, you know, pretty easy. I don't get streaky with this. I love this. This is my big gun of the self-tanner. Okay, and those are all the things that I'm really enjoying this summer. Y'all be sure and go over and visit Bridget's channel, see what her summer favorites are, and that is all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, leave comments and questions down below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye.